Welcome to the second part of the series on quadratic equations. If you haven't seen the first part, I recommend you see that first as this is a continuation to that. In this video, we'll be looking at another method to solve quadratic equations, which would be completing the square method. If you remember in the previous video, we looked at these three methods to use that can be used to solve quadratic equations. In the previous video, we completed using the formula. In this video, we're going to be looking at completing the square. So we'll learn how to do this by solving the question itself. X squared minus 6x equals 10. First, let's take a look at the standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This is our standard form. When solving completing the square, it's always better to keep the c on the right side separate. So we already have that here in the question, so we don't have to move any values. The first step when solving using completing the square is to do this. So you need to take the half of your b value and square it. So what you're gonna do is x squared minus 6x plus minus 3 squared equals 10. So you're adding the half square to this, right? Yeah. So when you're doing this, some of you might have realized that this is no longer an equation. It's like saying 6 plus 4 equals 10. But I'm going to add a 2 over here. 6 plus 4 plus 2. And I'm going to say this is still 10. Is this true? 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 plus 4 plus 2 is 12. 12 is not equal to 10. So to make this equal, what you would do is 6 plus 4 plus 2 equals 10 plus 2, which is 12. Just 12 equals 12. You want to do the same in this case too. If you're going to add minus 3 square to one side, you need to add it to the other side without fail. So x squared minus 6x plus minus 3 squared equals 10 plus minus 3 squared. Which will give you 9. Because minus 3 squared is 9. Sorry, it will give you 19. Minus 3 squared is 9. So 10 plus 9 is 19. And then at this stage, we need to look at something else. Plus minus 3 squared. You need to look at two things. A plus b squared equals to a squared plus 2ab minus b squared. Plus b squared. And then on the other hand, a minus b squared is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Basically, you want to factor this type into this. Over here, we have x squared minus 6x plus minus 3 squared. That would coordinate to the second equation because your x value with your value, which is x, it's positive, and then minus 2ab minus 6x plus b squared. This is your b squared and you're adding it. So you can factorize this like this. X minus 3 squared equals 19. When you have a square over here, you want to find x. So if you move the square to the right side, you'll get x minus 3 equals square root 19 plus minus square root 19. That's very important. When you're moving a square, the value can be positive or the value can be negative. So you need to take both into consideration. Now we would want to split this into two. So it would be x minus 3 equals root 19. X minus 3 equals minus root 19. So x equals root 19 minus 3, and then x equals minus root 19 plus 3. I hope that's clear to you. What we did over here is that we have a plus minus. So we have to take an equation considering 19 square to be plus, 19 root to be plus, and another equation 9 considering 19 minus 19 root, which would give us the two possible values as these two. So square root 19, you can take that approximately as 4.4. So 4.4 minus 3, you can say it is 7.4. Okay, no. You have 4.4 minus 3. So, okay, it'll actually become plus 3 because over here it's minus. I made a mistake. So 4.4 plus 3, that'll be 7.4. And on the other hand, we have minus 4.4 plus 3, that is 1 minus 1.4. These are two approximate values of x we can get. These two x values, when put in the equation, will give you a 10, or put in the standard equation will give you 0. Let's look at another question, which is 2x squared plus 16x equals 10. This is again in the form we need, but there is something else different over here which we need to fix before going into solving the equation. Over here you can see that the coefficient of x squared is 1. There's nothing written over here, which just means it is 1. But over here there is a 2. You have to have the coefficient as 1. You cannot have it as 2. So we'll have to divide the entire equation by 2 to give us an equation which doesn't have 2. So 2 by 2 x squared plus 16 by 2x equals 10 by 2. So it becomes x squared plus 8x equals 5. Now you have an equation that is very similar to the first one. Again, we need to look at the b value, that is plus 8. So b by 2 squared, that would be x squared plus 8x plus 4 squared equals b plus 4 squared, right? Now we need to look at the equation. Two equations we have. Which one does this coordinate to? It is similar to the first one. So we'll factorize this into x plus 4 to the whole square equals 5 plus 16, that is 21. And just like the previous question, okay, we would want to do x plus 4 equals plus minus square root 21. Then we'll have one side which says x plus 4 equals square root 21, and the other side will be that x plus 4 equals minus square root 21. And that would give you x equals square root 21 minus 4. You can leave it at this, minus 21 minus 4, or you can find an approximate value. Square root 21 is 4.58. So 4.58 minus 4 will give you 0.58. And then you'll have other side with minus 4.58 minus 4, which will give you minus 8.58. So now we have two values that when replaced in the equation will give you 10 over here, but if replaced in the standard equation it will give you the output as 0. This is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to our channel, like the video, and comment down your thoughts about the video.